home workout today, and we start off with some weighted dips. I'm holding a 10 kilogram barbell in between my legs. It's a bit awkward, can't use a weight belt, but hey ho, home workout, can't complain. I was strapped for time, and these high Parallette bars are amazing and they take up such little space in your house. I also have the medium Parallette bars, and as I was feeling pretty creative, dedicated this workout completely to the Parallette bars on the fly. So we start off with some L-sits. I hold these for about 10 seconds, as much as I can. As soon as my legs start to bend, I call it a day. Next was something new. I had always wanted to master the shoulder stand. I know I have the strength for it, but I'm super scared. I don't know how much safety the pillow provides. I think it's going to suffocate me. I remember I couldn't breathe properly like this, but it was better than bumping my nose and my whole head on the ground. I want to keep it realistic in this week of workouts. There were several attempts. In fact, there were more attempts than I'm going to show you in this video, but it would get too long and boring for you to watch. I wanted to include a few of these where I failed to get the shoulder stand to show you how little by little I correct my movements and I become more body aware to eventually enable me to master this movement. If you look closer, you'll notice that I'm not actually leaning on the Parallettes themselves. My shoulders are touching, but there is no weight on my shoulders on the Parallettes. I'm holding myself completely from my upper body. A tip for anybody who wants to master this move, I start off with my legs spread out and then eventually try to put them together as my hips go up. So you can see I'm almost in a split position, and then my legs go together and boof, I lose my balance. At this point, it's been about 15 minutes, and I think worst case scenario, even if I don't get this movement in this block, I'm still working my shoulders. Pillow comes back, and it may not be doing much, but it gives me the security and strength to push a little bit further with my legs. One of the many reasons why I find this movement scary is if I lose my balance, I'll topple over completely and I could basically crack my neck, is what I was thinking. Maybe I wouldn't, but there was nobody at home to help me out if something did happen, so I felt it was a bit risky. But look, I'm getting there in the end. In these last two clips, I feel I've had a breakthrough. I'm almost completely straight. A few more tries, pushing a little bit more and getting rid of that pillow, and I might just make it. The shoulder stand requires a lot of pressure and strength coming from your shoulders, as the name says, but also I could feel it in my elbows quite a lot, more than I had expected, and perhaps this is because I've had old elbow injuries and I need to strengthen the tendons, but I thought I'd add. Happy here with my straight line, and I can safely say I think I nailed that shoulder stand. I'm adding that to my calisthenics repertoire. I found it super hard though.
It's horrible.
This handstand may look more impressive on the Parallette bars than the shoulder stand, but I find them far easier. I guess it goes to show that if you practice something more, even if it's objectively a harder move, then inevitably you're going to find it easier. I did dedicate this whole workout to the Parallettes, exploring different movements with them and static holds. So things like handstands, crow poses, L-sits, as you can see here, and I did various sets of 10 to 20 second holds of each movement. After learning the shoulder stand in the first 30 minutes of this workout, I thought I'd take things a little bit further by incorporating a Parallette flow. So what I mean by that is I would begin with an L-sit with as much control as I could and gradually transition myself into a shoulder stand. Again, the slower the better because I get more balance. And then from shoulder stand back into an L-sit. Eventually I'd love to do more of these Parallette flows incorporating more movements. Okay, I just wanted to make some time to show you this new dress that I got. This dress was made for the girls who love pull-ups. It is incredible at showcasing your back and those beautiful muscles. I really like my outfit today. Just normal shorts, I wear these, but then also this yellow crisscross Nike sports bra. I love that. But you know what's not so good? This. I cut myself. I've never had this problem. One of my calluses got too dry and cut right at the crease
of where you fold your hand. I'll insert a video. So yeah, I've put a little bit of toilet paper and then KT tape. Let's see if it holds up.
And it's holding up after 4 to 5 1-rep maxes of 20 kg weighted pull-ups. I then move on to doing some weighted dips on the rings. This is my heaviest weight on the dips to date, which is 5 kilograms. I do 4 sets between 3 to 5 reps of these. As you'll see, it's a little bit messy because I'm working at my end range, trying to increase my strength in my pushing abilities. And this is to be expected. The rings bring an element of instability that we need to account for when we're using them, so it's much harder than regular dips, as well as the fact that I've got 5 kilograms strapped to me. One of the biggest tips I can share with you guys is I always do any exercises that require my full strength at the beginning of my workout. So after your initial 10-15 minute warm up, it's important to get the exercises that require your maximum effort and strength at the beginning of your workout before you fatigue and feel tired. I did want to do more sets of those weighted ring dips, but I was fatiguing too much and not going deep enough in my depth. So I substituted the last couple of sets with the straight bar dips, again with the 5 kilogram weight. As you can probably tell by the frequency in speed and how many reps I get done per set, they seem to feel slightly easier for me than doing them on the ring dips. New exercise alert. This one was particularly deliciously challenging. I am now holding a weight at the extremity of my legs, so on my feet, making it super challenging to hold this hanging L-sit. I'm aiming for 10 seconds here. I do get to 10 seconds, but my legs slightly drop. But watch this space because it's the first time I've tried this exercise. I filmed all 3 of my sets of this hanging L-sit with the 2 kilogram dumbbell at my feet. And this was really interesting for me. So these are 2 different sets, but watch what my body does. So my head seems to tilt back in agony at the same time, and I seem to drop my legs at the same time at the L-sit and hold it for exactly the same amount of time. I think it was 10 seconds, but watch, my head goes back and then forward. I even thought it was the same clip at one point, but there is a girl walking behind me in one of them, so yeah, it's so interesting how the body works. In my last set, you can see I stayed hanging on the bar a little bit longer and did some pull-ups. I found that holding weight at the bottom extremity of my body, so on my feet, impeded part of the hip swing that you inevitably get when you do pull-ups, making them look a little bit neater, so I might practice them this way in the future. Moving on to 6 sets of this extremely fun exercise with the most horrific name, Skin the Cat. Yes, horrible name. This is a great one for all of us who love pull-ups and get very tight shoulders because it specifically targets your shoulder mobility. Ideally, you should enter this move by doing a toes to bar and then gradually swinging round, but I tend to do a pull-up before I bring my legs under the bar to go down into a German hang. So the first half of the movement, and then I use my abs to crunch and compress to go around back over the bar. But when I have the functionality and flexibility, I should be doing a toes to bar at the beginning of the movement. For now, I'll settle by bending my knees. When I have time, I enjoy ending my workouts with 20 minutes of fun where I try new things or where I work on my mobility and flexibility, like these bridges. Gosh, that view is not good. I look like the girl from The Exorcist. I haven't done these in ages. If you've been following me for a while, you would remember that my spine flexibility used to be fantastic. Not so much anymore, so I definitely need to incorporate these bridges back into my workouts. What a lovely surprise to find these small, light plastic parallettes at the gym. I don't have to bring my heavy wooden ones anymore. I can hold a good handstand now, so I wanted to practice on my alignment, but every time I look through my arms to try and get straighter, I lose my balance. Spent 10 minutes deliberately losing my balance by looking through my arms because I wanted to practice my alignment, but it's difficult. This is the straightest I got. It's hard when you know you can balance for a really long time, and so to sabotage it on purpose because you want to be able to hold a straighter line feels counterintuitive, but necessary if I want to improve and open my shoulders in a handstand position. If you need to hype yourself up before a gym session, I can't explain to you how good it feels just to look in the mirror doing these ridiculous poses. Someone may find this cringe on the internet, but if it motivates me, who cares? Okay, first thing we're on to are these high pull-ups. The more aggression you feel, the higher you'll go up on the bar. This is just fact. I do 10 to 12 of these where I'm aiming for my chest to reach the bar, and then I move on to doing sets where I do about 2 or 3 in a row without letting go of the bar, just to work on that endurance and that explosiveness when I have to do more than one rep. I later went on to do similar exercises that you've seen earlier on in the video. So altogether this week I've had 3 calisthenics sessions, 2 at the gym, 1 at home, and I got a run in too. I average about 15 to 16,000 steps a day, and that is my week. If you're interested to see another week of workouts, check out this video here. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have liked the video. It really helps my little channel. I was listening to that song, That Don't Impress Me Much, from Shania Twain in my head while I hyped myself up before the gym. So comment Shania Twain if you got to hear in the video, and I'll catch you later. Ciao!